Hi there, it's ElaineMokk, and in this video I'll be talking about my Korean plastic surgery recovery journey. I'll be posting individual vlogs of each day later on for you guys to have a better idea of how each of the recovery days went. In this one, I'll be sharing it as a whole, so this is the second part of this 3-part series. If you haven't watched part 1, please check it out in the info box below. So after my surgery, I actually stayed in the recovery room for maybe an hour or two. I threw up twice and once on the ride back home. Once I did get back to the hotel, I just slept because I was dizzy and nauseous from the drugs, and the only thing I could really do at the time was sleep. I woke up a couple hours afterwards and I felt so great. Since most of the medication wore off, I wasn't nauseous anymore. I wasn't dizzy. I was able to eat, drink, and everything. That nap was very necessary. But anyways, I would say that the first 48 hours of recovery were the worst for me just because I was adjusting to everything that just happened. The liposuction made the arms and the abdomen very sore. It's like you worked out for the first time in decades. That's how sore it was. It wasn't painful except for the incision in my belly button, but that was it. The chin implant actually hurt in a sense where there was just like a lot of pressure in that area and the inside of my mouth was very sensitive. Otherwise, everything just felt a little bit sore, a little bit of pressure, and my nose was stuffy because I had the cotton roll in it and it had a lot of blood. My second day recovery was my first post-op checkup, which was probably the worst. I found it difficult to find clothes to wear over my very swollen and bandaged up abdomen, and I actually took the bus to the clinic. It was pretty close, but the bus ride was very bumpy where I thought I was going to accidentally slip or bump into something or someone. People on the bus were very rough around me actually, but that's another story. So the clinic provided me with compression garments, which they first told me it was going to be tight and uncomfortable, but it was so comfortable. The liposuction areas were so sore that getting out of bed was a challenge, and I had to shimmy my way out of the bed. The compressions made moving around a lot easier, and it felt kind of like someone was hugging you all the time. So the compressions were really great. The next couple of days got easier and easier. I think the compression garments really made a big difference in my ability to do things. In terms of my nose though, it actually started to bleed more, and then I started getting a runny nose. That was probably the most annoying part of my recovery because I had to constantly have tissues on me to wipe it away, and I would have to constantly clean it with Q-tips. I also had to gargle with a medicated mouthwash that they provided me, and that actually made my tongue really rough, but it was necessary for my incision for my chin implant to keep that area clean. Eventually, my nose stopped bleeding and no more runny nose. The soreness in my liposuctioned areas weren't as bad. Eventually, my chin didn't hurt as much and I only felt a little bit of pressure in that area. The surgeries that didn't hurt during recovery were probably my nose, my forehead fat graft, and my Acculift. My Acculift was a bit sore, but not as bad as the larger areas that had liposuction done. I went in for a few more post-op checkups where the doctor would, check my incisions and address any concerns, like when can I start doing XYZ. The nurses would check and clean the incisions and provide me with further post-op care. I got to remove my bandages and my tapes on the second post-op checkup, which was really great. I would say my biggest challenge throughout my recovery was actually the heat and the humidity with the compression garments because I sweat very easily, and in the Korean summer I am just a mess. My body did swell up a lot and I did sweat a lot, and yeah, this can be very bad for your incisions. But you know what? I just tried to stay in cool areas all the time. The last couple of days in Korea were really great. It just felt like normal life. My last post-op checkup, I got the last of my stitches removed and my final/future post-op care instructions. The stitch removal in my mouth for my chin implant was the absolute worst. It probably took maybe 30 minutes to an hour to get them out because I had to take little breaks in between and I started sweating in the chair. I usually have a pretty high pain tolerance, but that was pretty painful because the inside of my mouth is so sensitive. But the stitch removal for the other areas on my body were really great. It was really painless, and the nurses took really good care of me. Yeah. Overall, my Korean plastic surgery recovery in Korea was easier than I thought. I'm actually really shocked at how fast the human body recovers because honestly, after the second day, you really can just go shopping and go back to normal life and do whatever. You just have to be a little bit more aware that with like your liposuctioned arms, you can't really like lift as heavy just because they're sore and you need to take care of them. But yeah, so this is it for my part 2 of my Korean plastic surgery experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any questions in the comments section below. Please follow me on Instagram. I love you guys. See you next time. Wow!